This year, I learned a lot about filming basics, technique, software, and my own process. I would say this class definitely helped me shape myself more as a director. First, I learned about the basics of filming through the wide, medium, tight, and Waldo assignments. With the wide, medium, tight assignment, we learned about the 3 basic shots: wide shots, medium shots, and tight shots, ranging from more distant to closer shots. We were to incorporate these into a short clip. The Waldo assignment introduced more complicated basic shots: wide, angled, low, linking, depth, and opposite shots. These shots were to be compiled into another short clip that had some sort of story or action occurring. I would utilize these basics in following projects, such as my band season project, the movie trailer project, and in my band trip video project. The band season project was one of my first projects and was a short advertisement style video. It really taught me how important it is to map out my shots through storyboarding, as well as the difficulty of working with a group of actors, even for a short clip. The trailer project was a little bit of a time crunch. It was my first time working with individual actors, but I think they did amazing. Jacinda and Brooke were great, and I'll forever be thankful to them and that random person I asked to do this bloodshot. But yeah, the movie trailer was really fun to make. Working with the actors was fun, and editing the video was really enjoyable too. I had to edit very precisely. I tried to time everything right. And the hardest part was actually the music. I had to cut apart the song and piece it together to make this trailer. For this part, I slowed the song down and then cut it to the chorus, which was difficult to time. Musée de Julien was one of my favorite pieces I've made this year. I really wanted to try a more artistic and unique approach to my video documentaries. My favorite K-pop idol, Moonbyul, has a YouTube channel that I watch a lot. I remember a couple days before we were signing the interview project, she uploaded a video on her channel of her visiting a clothing store and trying out all the clothes, and I really enjoyed the editing in that video. It's sort of magazine style, and I loved it. It was snappy, eye-catching, and it held my attention. I thought it was the perfect way to spice up a documentary-style video by making it more interesting. I wanted to incorporate that magazine-style aspect into this interview video while also adding a more quiet, artistic, more pretentious tone, as I'd call it, to the video. It was a little difficult to pull off with the software I was using, DaVinci Resolve, and I couldn't get the white border around the individual shots. I eventually went in and redid the video. I worked around the border problem by making my own PNG of a white border. I also cut out a couple shots that were requested by the subject of my interview. Additionally, if I were to do it all over, I would get more B-roll. There are a lot of other projects I could talk about, but I think the video would be too long for all of that. The most recent product I came out with was my short film. This project taught me a lot. First, I was working on a big time crunch. I was stressing trying to find 2 main actors, which was difficult, but I did eventually find a couple of actors, and I'm so thankful to them for being amazing actors and being able to give up all of their time for my stupid little film. We had to film completely outside of school hours, most of which were 2 hours per filming period. This was for a total of 4 days. You can really tell because the characters switch outfits a lot, contrary to the continuity of the story. Anyway, I'm also really thankful to my friend who let me borrow his house. There's a lot that goes into filming a short film. I had to learn how to improvise and adapt. For example, the beverage I used in this video was supposed to be an actual Asian drink, which was part of my original script, but I didn't have any at the time, so I had to improvise by just using a matcha drink I bought from Come and Go. I had to work around the weather as well. I had originally wanted the opening scene to be in a sunny house, but it was a rainy week, so I had to settle for the rain, which I think ended up giving the opening scene a completely different vibe that I actually didn't hate. I've had to use Waldo shots in a lot of different situations, such as in snappy ads, music videos, and more legato tone video documentaries. Now I've finally used these shots to write a story. Tight shots draw attention to certain details, details that one of my characters is hyper-focused on due to her desire to be like her friend. I used wide shots to establish settings and create the symbolism of each character's house. This depth shot showed how one character was literally following in the footsteps of the other character, symbolizing her desire to lead a life similar to hers. If there's anything I would change about this whole thing, it'd be to have more time. Okay, but besides that, I'd be more precise with my music and editing. The sound levels are all over the place. I would have picked a different song at the beginning, and I would have done some color correction if I'd had more time. I probably would have fleshed out the ending sequence a little better. I'd also reshoot the entire school scene because the two actors I recruited off the streets, who I am also friends with, were not the easiest to work with, let's just say. Finally, I'd find places with better lighting, in the school scene specifically. All in all, this has been a fun year in video and audio. I had a lot of fun working on these projects, even if they got a little stressful at times. Working with actors is one of my favorite parts, and this class really helped me hone my skills and learn various techniques to improve my filmmaking. Thanks, Mr. A, and I can't wait to tackle this class again next year.